Stay with me, because by the end of this story, you'll see why Tiresias was feared even by the gods themselves, and why his legacy refuses to die. K everyone. Welcome back to Myth or Real, the channel where myths, legends, and hidden truths come to life. If you love ancient stories about gods, kings, demons, angels, and creatures you've never even heard of, you're in the right place. Today, we're diving deep into the story of a man who saw more than anyone else and paid the price for it. The legendary blind prophet of Greece, Tiresias. Before we begin, if you enjoy stories like this, hit that like button and subscribe to Myth or Real. It helps the channel more than you can imagine, and it doesn't cost you a thing. Also, drop a comment below. What's your favorite kind of character? Kings? Warriors? Demons? Creatures? I'd love to know. Tiresias was not born a prophet. He was born an ordinary mortal in the proud city of Thebes, son of the shepherd Everes and the nymph Chariclo, a lineage that already hinted at something extraordinary, but destiny had plans for him far beyond mortal comprehension. One day, while wandering through the woods of Mount Cyllene, Tiresias stumbled upon two snakes intertwined in a strange, sacred dance. Without thinking, he struck them with his staff, and in that instant, the gods changed him. Tiresias was transformed into a woman. For 7 long years, he lived as a woman. He married. He served as a priestess of Hera. He understood the mysteries of love, of pain, of birth, from a woman's eyes. 7 years later, walking the same forest path, Tiresias again found 2 serpents, again locked together. This time he left them unharmed, and the gods restored him to his male form. Years later, the greatest of the gods, Zeus and Hera, fell into a quarrel. They argued over a simple, yet dangerous question: who experiences more pleasure during love, man or woman? Unable to agree, they summoned Tiresias, the only mortal who had lived as both. Tiresias, reluctant but bound by the gods, spoke the truth. Of 10 parts, a woman enjoys 9, a man but 1. Zeus, delighted, rewarded Tiresias with the gift of foresight, the ability to see the future. But Hera, furious at being exposed, struck him blind. Thus Tiresias became the blind seer, cursed in sight, but blessed in vision. Tiresias became the voice Thebes turned to in times of crisis. He was the one who revealed that the city's misfortunes were caused by the crimes of its kings to end the tragic story of Oedipus. It was Tiresias who first revealed the dark secret, that the king had murdered his father and married his own mother. Even when Oedipus mocked and threatened him, Tiresias stood firm, his wisdom unwavering, his words cutting through the king's pride like a blade. Tiresias's gifts were not limited to seeing the future. In lesser-known tales, it said he spoke to the dead in the underworld, guiding heroes like Odysseus through the shadows of Hades. He knew the language of birds, understanding their calls and omens, a rare and divine skill. Some even whisper that Tiresias had moments where he saw beyond time itself, glimpses of the end of Thebes, of the rise and fall of heroes long before their fates were sealed. The death of Tiresias. But even the greatest prophets must meet their end. As Thebes fell in a civil war, Tiresias, old and weary, tried to flee the cursed city. But fate caught up with him. He drank from the spring of Tilphusa, a sacred, hidden spring, and there he died, his soul slipping quietly into the afterlife he had glimpsed so many times before. Some say that even after death, Tiresias retained his power, guiding spirits in the underworld with the same sharp vision that once unnerved kings and gods. Tiresias became a symbol, not just of prophecy, but of truth in the face of power. He lived through divine wrath, mortal foolishness, and the shifting sands of fate. A mortal who dared to speak the truth to gods. A man and a woman who carried the burdens of 2 worlds. And even today, in our stories, our plays, and our dreams, Tiresias watches from the shadows, seeing what we do not. If you enjoyed this dive into the incredible life of Tiresias, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe to Myth or Real. It means the world to me and helps this community grow, and it's totally free. Tell me in the comments, who's your favorite character? Warriors? Demons? Angels? Creatures? I want to hear your favorites. Maybe they'll even show up in the next video. Thanks for watching. And remember, in every myth, there's a grain of truth, and in every truth, a spark of legend. See you next time.